At MMTS 2026, we set up a booth showcasing a mixture of additive manufacturing and production tools from across our ecosystem. It was right in the middle of Canada's largest manufacturing trade show. We brought together a range of technologies we work with across different levels of manufacturing. Over 2 days, we spoke with hundreds of manufacturers, engineers, business owners, and makers about how they're using these tools, from prototyping and tooling to small-scale production and full manufacturing workflows. The conversations were consistent. People aren't just looking at 3D printing as a standalone solution anymore. They're trying to understand how it fits into real production environments alongside everything else they're already using. At 3D Printing Canada, we work across that full range, from people printing their first part at home, to small businesses building products, to engineering teams and industrial manufacturers running production systems. So for MMTS, here's what you can find at the 3D Printing Canada booth. Vision Miner. One of the more advanced systems we had on display was Vision Miner's 22 IDEX V4. This machine is built for high-temperature engineering materials like PEEK and Ultim, using aerospace, automotive, electrical, and industrial tooling applications. So we're talking end-use components like brackets, housings, and fixtures that need to handle that heat, load, and long-term stress. It runs a fully enclosed system, actively heated chamber, designed to make those materials consistently printable in a production environment. And a big point of interest was the IDEX system. Independent dual extrusion means each print head moves separately, allowing for duplicate prints, soluble supports, or multi-material workflows depending on the part. That flexibility came up a lot when teams were looking for more control over complex prints. We were also showcasing Vision Miner's nano polymer adhesive, which got a lot of attention throughout the show. It's designed specifically for high-performance materials where bed adhesion becomes a real challenge and fits into their engineering-focused ecosystem. DryWise. DryWise was another system that came up a lot in practical conversations. The system we had on display was DryWise version 1.5, an inline filament drying system designed to condition materials as it's being used. Instead of drying filament ahead of time and trying to keep it stable, it integrates directly into the feed path and maintains consistent material drying throughout the print. For any working with hygroscopic engineering materials like nylon, PC blends, or high-temp polymers, moisture is one of the most common sources of print failure. DryWise addresses that directly by removing the need to manage filament in batches and keep it stable during actual print process. At the show, it resonated most with users running longer prints or production-style workflows where consistency matters more than setup complexity. FibreSeek. FibreSeek brought their FibreSeeker desktop co-extrusion system to the booth. This is a composite 3D printing system built around co-extrusion, where continuous fiber reinforcement is integrated directly into the print during fabrication. That means you're not just printing plastic parts. You're reinforcing specific regions of a part as it's being built, which changes how strength is distributed. At MMTS, a lot of the attention came from its accessibility compared to traditional composite platforms like Markforged. So the conversation was really around that shift. Being able to bring fiber-reinforced printing into a more accessible desktop format opens the door for smaller engineering teams, labs, and manufacturers to work with composite parts without the same investment barrier. Most interest came from functional parts, tooling, and structural prototypes where strength to weight ratio matters. Intamsys. Intamsys was showcasing the FunMat Pro 610 HT at the booth. This is a high-temperature industrial 3D printer designed for production environments using advanced engineering materials. It runs a fully enclosed heated chamber, and it is built from materials like PEEK, Ultim, and other high-performance thermoplastics. In conversation at MMTS, this system typically came up with teams that were already thinking about production deployment rather than prototyping. Applications like end-use parts, fixtures, tooling, and repeatable manufacturing workflows. The focus is consistency. Once a process is dialed in, it's designed to reproduce it reliably over time. xTool. xTool had a strong presence at the booth, supported by our xTool specialists running live demonstrations throughout the show. The systems featured at the show were the xTool P3, F2 Ultra, and F2 Ultra UV. The P3 handled larger production cutting and engraving demos, while the F2 Ultra systems draw attention for speed and workflow setups. A lot of visitors were able to see the systems running live, cutting and engraving materials on the spot, which made it easy to understand where they fit into real production environments. What stood out most was how naturally these systems complement additive manufacturing workflows. Once a part is printed, laser systems are often used for marking, customization, finishing, or adaptation. In some cases, you could even see here we were using 3D printed parts as fixtures for laser work, which sparked a lot of interest. The live demo aspect paired with having the specialists on site made this one of the most attractive parts of the booth. And finally, we had Bambu Lab at our booth. We had another video talking about this, but they were featuring their H2D, H2C, and their latest X2D systems running throughout the show. We were also giving away a P2S to one lucky visitor, which helped bringing in a steady flow of people throughout the booth over the 2 days. A lot of visitors were already familiar with Bambu Lab machines, and many were using them in their own shops for prototyping, fixtures, and general production parts. Walking away from MMTS, the bigger picture wasn't about any single machine, it was about how many different ways people are building in-house manufacturing setups, each at a different stage, using different tools to solve different problems. That shift stood out most from the conversations at the show. And for us, that's really what 3D Printing Canada is focused on, helping people connect those pieces where it's equipment, materials, workflows, or support to actually make it work in practice. If you want to explore any of the systems we had at the booth, or figure out how additive or laser tools fit into your own workflow, our team is always around to help with that. That's everything for this video. We'll see you on the next one.